for YouTube. So we put it up on YouTube so that people who aren't here can see. And so especially tonight we're doing reflections. It'll be great to have that on there. So anyway, the first thing we do is we do the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you will join me, and there's the flag over here in the corner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. It's a great crowd. We always have one. Seems to be in the evenings and even in the morning too. We had a pretty good crowd the last meeting we had in October. So I'm Dory Gelnet, and I'm president of the PTSA. I'm Mal Janardhan, treasurer. I'm Terry Riordan, secretary.
I'm Srinivas Malabandi, VP of Food.
Hi, I'm Pramila. I'm the communications director.
Awesome. All right, and so what we will do is the next thing we do is we approve the agenda so that there aren't any deletions or additions as we move forward. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Yep. Is there a second? Okay. Great. Everything that stands approved, and there'll be no deletions or changes as we go forward. Okay, the next thing will be the approval of the minutes from our October 11th minute from Barry Riar.
The October 11 minutes are already uploaded. All the general meeting sessions are uploaded under the PT board, and I'm hoping that everyone is already a member and have an account on PT board. When you go on PT board, on the left-hand side, you will see under documents and photos, we will always upload all the general meeting session minutes there. So if it's already uploaded, can I have the motion to approve the minutes as posted?
Second. Minutes are approved and posted. Is everyone familiar with what when we say PT board, our website, our one-stop shop that we have? If you're not on that, we can. We have about 800 people that are on it, a little over 800, and it's really where we send announcements from. It has a calendar on there. It has form and payment. So if you're not on there, it's a great way to just keep informed. And we're happy to. You can come up at the end, and we will just send you an invite to get on there, and then you'll be all into up on all of our information. So. Okay, Dr. Pretty is not here, but our counselor, Mr. Tony Bauer, is.
Good evening, everybody. I've been asked to, Dr. Pretty asked me to do some apologies for not being here. She's had some surgery today and will be back to work hopefully on Monday. I'm here to report some events that have happened in the school since the last time we were here. On October 17th, we had over 200 school district superintendents from across the country as part of our the League of Innovative Schools conference. They had a great day touring the facility and really seeing what we had to offer. They love the work of our students and the professionals professionalism they saw while they were here. On October 24th, we held official groundbreaking for the first Academies of Loudoun House project. These are projects we've done over the years as Monroe, but this is the first Academies of Loudoun House groundbreaking they had. Students from our construction, masonry, HVAC, and welding students will all be working on the house over the next few years, and then the house will be put up for sale. That's a great project the kids work on. It's really amazing. And if you have a minute, downstairs on the main bulletin board, which is down in this hallway right behind here, but down one floor, there's actually a whole graphic display of what the house is going to look like and what they're doing. So take a look at that if you have a minute. We hosted our international research collaboration partners from Hua Chong Institution in Singapore during the week of October 28th. Students are now beginning their year-long research projects, and we look forward to seeing their results and findings. On November 1st, at Leesburg Aviation Expo, a lot of our students attended there. We had students that earned over $80,000 in scholarships during that event. I feel like I should name those students. Brighton Lou, Rishi Tumwa, Alok Sando, Pranav Masan, Tucker Benton, Keelish Subanisan, Jocelyn Chella, Angelina Tsuda, and Sonia Jethwani, each won thousands of dollars. I have the totals. It was over $80,000. So we're real proud of them. We've had a lot of visits during this last month from colleges. We've had University of Maryland, Johns Hopkins, James Madison, University of Northwestern Ohio, Northeastern University, University of Tennessee, Virginia Commonwealth University have all been in to visit over the last few weeks. We've also had several other things happening. Ms. Yeager just did some interview workshop. She started those today. Where students, if they want to practice interview, she's kind of coaching them and giving them some pointers on that. Again, that's sort of a workshop that's volunteer. The students want to do it during lunch. U.S. Army's been here. Last night, Student Services Office hosted Rob Franick. I think some of you were there, saw some people there last night. He's the editor-in-chief of the Princeton Review. He was here last night to talk to families about best fit colleges. So he spent about an hour talking about that and then took questions for a long time. I think finally we left around 8:30. Started at 6:30. So, but that was really a great experience, and we'll try to do something like that again. We put it out and had last Friday I had 150 people planning on attending. By Monday morning I had 873. We freaked out and put a freeze on the registration process. Then we kind of figured out a way to make it happen. So we set up chairs and we're streaming live information last night into the Innovation Commons downstairs. We ended up having just over 500. Most of them were contained in the auditorium. There were a few stragglers downstairs. But it was a pretty good event, I think. I got some really good feedback, so we'll probably try to do some things like that again. So that's pretty much what I have. Any questions?
Well, thank you. Any questions for our stand-in? That's awesome. Thank you.
I'll be around all night.
All right, awesome. Thank you. You're always great. Okay, next thing we're going to do is this is a reflections presentation. So this was something that was important as we became a PTA. That these were some of the one of the programs we were able to offer is this reflections program, which is an arts-based contest. And I wasn't quite sure if it was gonna take off here at first. And then Louisa, who's our chair, came up to me a couple months ago and said, "Oh, I'm willing to help because this does take some time, and it takes a strong committee to be able to get this program off the ground." And thankfully it did. So we have Louisa and her team is here, and the presentation that's revolving right now on the screen are all of the people who have submitted not programs, but their projects to this. And so it's Louisa's floor. Take it away.
Thank you, students, parents, administrators, staff, and especially the PTSA board for helping put this together and putting together tonight. It was very cool for us today to recognize the participants and the winners of this year's 2019-2020 reflections contest. I hope you had a chance to look at the display over there. Maybe later if you want to see them up close and personal. The only two that are not out there are choreography or some music, but so, did you have a question?
No, actually, you want to.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Interrupt you.
Yeah, so I hope you get a chance to look at them, because the works that were submitted were really, really amazing. We're so happy to get the submissions that we did get this year. Being our first year, as Joy was saying, our state representative said that it's very often that we find that high school doesn't even, submit at all. Because our kids are so busy. And you know that all the kids here are so smart. We've got so much going on with their academics and outside activities that, it's taking up their time. So we really appreciate it. Thank you again.
PTSA board, have organized this program for the first time here at the Academies. So for those of you not familiar with the contest, the National PTA Reflections Program has been running for 50 years. Each year, over 300,000 students in pre-K through 12 create original works of art in response to a student-selected theme. The theme for this year was Look Within. Students submit their completed works of art in one or all of the available arts categories: dance choreography, film production, literature, music composition, photography, and visual arts. Based on state PTA rules and guidelines, these works of art may be submitted for state and national level awards, scholarships, and recognition opportunities. Additionally, the program aims to help students to explore their own thoughts, feelings, and ideas, develop artistic literacy, increase confidence, and find a love for learning that will help them become more successful and in life, in school and life. Okay.
Hi, I'm Simona Das, one of the committee members, and this is the first time that PTSA has offered the Reflections program to Academies of Loudoun, and we are pleased to have like 12 students submitted 14 submissions in 5 categories. We would first like to recognize our program participants for their creative works. As we call your name, please come forward and accept your certificate and remain standing until all participants and winners are announced. So we'll call all the names. Dia Das. Stand over here. And just Melinda Harilal. I hope I said that right. Melinda. Brady Stevenson. Niharika Michelineni. Atlas Watts. Evelyn Burgess. Sudesh Rao. Okay. Vanshika Govind. No? Okay. Yeah, so yeah. And
So thanks participants, you want to stay standing for a moment, we'll announce the winners, but first we want to take a moment to thank our judges. So while we put together the work and got everything organized, we found wonderful community partners, folks with a background in our case in literature and in visual arts and photography to join us to help judge the work. So we want to recognize those judges who helped us with their expertise, and the works that they selected will now move on for the regional competition here in Virginia. Our judges were Arhita Sarkar, Sue Fleece, Suman Sarkar, and Kimberly Ruff. So we can just give them a round of applause. And now we will announce the top scoring winners for the different categories and talk a little bit about the awards that we have to share with them from here. So our first category was dance choreography, and Vanshika Govind won for her entry Mom and Daughter Bollywood Dance. So we'll give a round of applause. And for the category of music composition, the winner is Luke Abram for his entry Core Self. Is Luke here?
Luke Abram.
All right, so we'll
Okay.
both Vanshika and for Luke, we have gotten them $25 gift certificates to the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts, so they can go see and enjoy some live music and dance in celebration of their arts. All right, for the category of literature, our winner is Sahar Chowdhury. Congratulations. Ready to gift certificate to Barnes & Noble for you for some more literature enjoyment.
So for the visual arts category, the winner is Lindsay Bowman for her entry Entering the Unknown. Lindsay gets a gift voucher for 2 free art classes at my studio, which is an enrichment facility for school-aged kids in arts and STEM program. It is right here in Ashburn. So Nancy Bowman is not here. Okay, awesome. For the category of photography, the winner is Joshua Brown for his entry Inspiration from Within. Joshua too gets a gift voucher for 2 free art classes to my studio. And Joshua, please take your selfie. I'm sorry.
That's all right. There you go. So let's celebrate our winners and participants.
Thank you again to all of our students who submitted work this year. Your works are really amazing, and I really hope you continue to make creative works. And possibly if you're here next year, enter again, or if you're going on to college or working in the future, enter some more contests, because this is a really talented group, and we find that a lot of the kids here, even though this is a STEM program, they have many, many other talents. So thank you again. First place winners can pick up your pieces tonight. First place winners, please leave them here, because they will be going on for judging on December 2nd at the Hunt Regional PTSA level. Thank you.
Can we get a picture?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Maybe right there behind them is there.
Okay. We're gonna get out of the way and let you do this.
Do you want to get in?
So what happens next too is, like she said, it'll go on to the Hunt District, which is the Hunt District oversees all of the 50-some PTAs in our area, and then from there goes to the state, and then from there goes to national. So we were thrilled with everyone that participated in this, and we're hoping next year we'll even continue to grow also. We are looking at too with having a more of a type of reception in the probably early spring, because there are other PTA programs, and there are some contests that are offered, and we have some of the flyers up here, which we'll talk about. Ferry oversees that area, and she'll talk about that in a little bit too. So look for that, and we'll send out an invitation for that once we get through the other programs that the PTA does have. So anyway, so thank you very much. We were thrilled with how this took off. Okay. Next, we are going to elect our nominations committee, and so per our bylaws, the nominations committee needs to be elected, and so the nominations committee is responsible for finding basically the next board that will sit for 2021. All of us have a 1-year term with a second year option. Some of us will definitely not be returning, including myself, because I've done this now for 2 years. But we've had wonderful candidates with last year, and so it's important. The nominations committee has an important role with finding the next committee. So anyway, so the vote will take, and we're just gonna do, because there's just one part, there's spots on there we had 3, I did extend it to 5 online. If you wanted to be a part of that committee, we just would need to elect you in the next meeting that we have in January. But our bylaws do say we need a minimum of 3. We also do want to try and be as across the board with the 3 programs that are here, between AAT, AOS, and MATA. We would like to at least we have AAT and AOS represented. We would like to have MATA represented also, just to try to get, and we know that's a little bit different program, because some of those programs are either 1 year or they're 2 year, or the kids are older, and so a lot of times the parents have checked out, which I get. And but anyway, so we are trying to keep it as equal as we can across all the programs with having representation for the board. But with the board, though, we are for the entire school, So that's what's most important, is that we're here for all the kids in the school. So anyway, so the first thing we'll do is we have the 3 people that are interested in doing this. We'll one by one we'll elect them. But is there anybody else who was interested in running from the floor to serve on this committee? So what we'll do is the nominations committee. Well, the nominations committee. So the nominations committee will start January, February. It's defined in our bylaws too as to how this works. Is they are to find the slate, for the board when the election that happens in May. So we work backwards from that. So 30 days before the election, the nominations committee will present the slate of those who have been interested in wanting to serve on the board. In between like the mid-April and I think we have a date on there. I need 45 days maybe March is when applications are due by. Last year we did it electronically, which worked out well. It was a Google form, and so we had people were able to fill that out, and then the nominations committee goes through those and then sets the slate from that. So once the nominations committee, like I said, we'll probably get going in January. I'm guessing the form may go out February for people. We have more information. We'll explain each of the positions have a description of what the position entails, and obviously welcome to ask any of us. And I do think too we'll probably have like an info night before one of our meetings, maybe February, where if people are interested, some of us may come early, and then we can talk about some of those positions in case you do have questions. So that's basically what the nominations committee is, just kind of wrangling in those forms that people send, getting the slate together. Also, talking to people and seeing if there are people out there that they know that, because a lot of people want to be asked to serve in these positions. They're not necessarily thinking like, with being on the board or shouldn't be the president or whatever. But so that's kind of the role that's entailed. So it's not that too overly involved, but there is definitely importance to it. Anyway, so the Jennifer Rodriguez, and she actually served on the committee last year. So she is our first person we want to nominate. So all in favor of Jennifer serving on the nominations committee, say aye, raise your hand. We got all members, okay. Anybody opposed? Okay, no. Congratulations to Jennifer, and she has been elected to the nominations committee. Is Sudhir here? I hope I'm saying that right. Is it right? Okay. So 2 parents did, after we sent out the email a couple days ago, 2 parents did step up and said they would serve on the committee. So Sudhir Mudasani, all in favor of her being elected to the committee, say aye, raise your hands. Okay. Anybody opposed? No? Okay. All right. Congratulations to Sudhir for being elected to the nominations committee. And then Anu Berry, Dr. Anu Berry, actually, she has been, she had emailed me and was definitely interested in doing this. And so all in favor of Anu Berry being elected to the nominations committee? Okay, majority. All right. Any opposed? Okay, congratulations to Anu. She has been elected to the nominations committee. All right, awesome. So we have our committee, and again, if anybody else is interested, you can sign up online, and it's under our volunteer sign up, and then we can elect you in January. So awesome. Okay, we will move in next to our event and program chairperson reports. So I know some people are here, and some of the chairs are here, and some are not. So some of us will give reports for them. The first one I do want to talk about is the event that's happening next week, which is this healthy hydration event, which is the grant, the $1,000 grant that we won. We were and we had a grant writer. Is Mary Litton here? So she actually wrote this grant for us, and then we won. And we were the only school in the state of Virginia to, there are 900 and some PTAs in the state of Virginia. I know not every one of them applied for this grant, but we will claim we were the only one in Virginia to wear it, and we were only one of 20 across the nation. So yes, so we were trying to do this. So anyway, so we added another event to our lives, and we, although it's not too much, but Kara, did she leave? I think she did. So Kara was here, and so Kara Eisenberg, she's helping with this. It's pretty simple, but what we're gonna have is next Thursday and Friday during lunch is, and the culinary department, which is awesome. We have met with them, that they are helping with this, and also the SCA group that is here, they are helping with this. So we wanted that to be something where the kids were involved also. And it's gonna be, so the students are gonna be voting on 2 fruit-infused waters that the culinary department is, they're preparing for us. So there'll be a vote on that, and then the kids will be able to vote electronically. So they're setting up, the SCA is setting up this electronic vote as to which infused water they liked best. And then we're also having a table with how much sugar is in certain drinks that the kids drink. And so there's gonna be like it's pretty elementary, I get, but it's a matching thing, and then you'll figure out how many tablespoons are in sports drink, how many tablespoons are in apple juice, how many are in milk. So you can kind of get an idea of how much they're actually ingesting with the sugar, because the whole idea behind this is that the kids choose water. So that's the main thing. One of the things at National PTA, there's some protocols that we have to follow with this. And one of them is that the kids would, we hand out a pledge that says, you know, they agree to drink water. But what we have done instead is that, since we know these kids like stickers to put on their water bottles or on their computers, is that we are having 1,500 of these vinyl stickers printed, and there'll be different colors here, and then we will then give these out to the kids, and then they can put those on their water bottle or their computer. And so it's a little bit, we stepped it up a little bit rather than just kind of handing them a piece of paper. And since we were given $1,000, that we are going to have that for the event. On Friday, we have a press release that has gone out. I've been looking in the paper still. I'm not quite sure it's newsworthy, but hopefully it will maybe be put in there. And then National PTA is actually coming on Friday because they're based here in Alexandria. Virginia State PTA, because the president of the Virginia PTA lives here in Ashburn, she will be here on Friday. And then our district PTA reps will be here on Thursday and Friday also. And I'm gonna extend the invitation also. We went through Wade Bard at LCPS, and then extend the invitation to anybody, school board or anybody else who is interested in attending this event. So anyway, that is what will be happening next Thursday and Friday here. So were there any questions on that? It's pretty simple, not overly complicated, but it's kind of a cool thing. They printed out, we have a big banner where the Academies chooses water, I believe. We have a picture on there. So there are a number of things that they donated, like Deer Park Water donated 10 cases of water. We will also be handing out water bottles too that are from like Costco we're buying. But so anyway, so that's what will be happening next week. Okay, next on the reports is from Sadaf Yamin. She is not here. She is the chair of MSAC, which is the Minority Student Advisory Achievement Committee. Okay, so she is, I always miss one of the A's. So anyway, so she did send in a report, which I'll read. The equity update, they have an equity committee. They discussed the ongoing professional development as occurring for school principals, administrators, and teachers. The equity webpage was launched, and it can be found on LCPS's website under Administration, Superintendent, LCPS Equity, to find out what equity initiatives are occurring that involve the school system. There was a workshop called Racial Literacy and Socialization by Dr. Valerie Bass Adams from UVA. The discussion was on how to resolve racial incidents. Via one, racial socialization strategies allows us to talk about and familiarize ourselves with each other's cultures, backgrounds. This should be an ongoing open communication, which is not based on stereotypes, but openness and willingness to learn. 2, be prepared for a racially stressful encounter. It can happen anywhere and any time, and it's important to think about how to react via racial literacy. Racial literacy is a way to reduce stress and increase confidence in handling the situation via read, recast, resolve. Read, recognize the moment that just occurred, what was being messaged. Recast, reframe it in your mind from something insurmountable to challenging situation, but know you can deal with it. Use racial socialization to talk about it. Resolve, communicate with affection and protection and make a healthy decision on how to handle it via storytelling, journaling, role-playing. Build on these skills, practice, practice, practice. These actions are based on what an individual can do if they are on the receiving end. Of course, no one wants these instances to occur in the first place, but we can only control ourselves and our own reactions to situations. So, and she has an interesting reference here if you wanted to learn more. It was TED Med 2017, Howard Stevenson, How to Resolve Racially Stressful Situations. And then the next MSAC meeting is November 20th from 7 to 9 at the Education Building, and it's combined with SEAC, which will be our next report. The topic is closing the gap on discipline disparities and following on the 2013 LCPS Discipline Task Force recommendations. So anyway, so that is what pretty great report that we do have, since we have an MSAC report or MSAC rep this year. So with all of this, we will put into the notes. So I'll get those to you. Don't worry about writing that down. So so we will have that in our minutes and have that. With the SEAC reports, which is Special Education Advisory Committee, that we have, just looking up her, she sent me a note also. So Sarah Slavinsky is the rep there, and she says that she went to the meeting on November 6th, and so all SEAC meetings will now be live streamed, so you can watch them from your house. The discussion primarily focused on the adoption of policy 5340, which is disciplinary procedures for students with disabilities. There was 1 noted that the notion of discipline is punitive. 2 would like to move from being reactive with punishment to being proactive with support. 3, constructive intervention over disciplinary sanctions. And then 4, suspension and exclusion practices make schools less safe, increase unexpected behavior, have unintended consequences. SEAC made the following recommendations to the school board regarding 1, policies, practices, and procedures. Define process for SEAC input, provide regular reports to SEAC, retrain all principals on LCPS observation guidelines. 2, executive functioning and social emotional learning. Implement a peer-reviewed, research-based curriculum, raise social skills, executive functioning, mental health, and behavioral and emotional support. 3, specialized programs and services, better support students with disabilities and transitions, career and job training. 4, culture and climate, create an inclusive culture with open communication. And then compliance, ensure that IEPs are properly understood and written, meeting legal and regulatory requirements. General discussion on getting increased parent involvement, better training for teachers and administrators, and staffing concerns. So again, those meetings are all open to the public. I mean, anyone can come to them. And then that, like she had said in Sadaf's, the next meeting is November 20th, 7 to 9 at the Education Building, combined with MSAC with this. So do you have any questions on that? I mean, I'm happy to put you in touch with our reps. They'll be the better ones to answer those questions. So, okay, membership. I don't think Lata is here. Nope. Okay, so membership, fabulous. We are floored by how well this has gone. We have 372 individuals or businesses that have membership with us, 176 students, which is fabulous, and 45 staff. So with the staff, we tried to incentivize them with a gift basket that our business development team went out and got some donations, being that it's 1 lane of 1 hour bowling, 4 $10 game cards, and 4 sodas at, it was a place down in Manassas, and I did not cut and paste that, sorry. And then there were 4 sodas and a 16-inch pizza, so which is worth $110. And then there was a $50 Blackfin Ameripub Loudoun Station gift card. So our winner is going to be chosen here tonight. So who wants to do this? You want to do this? You want to draw? Hopefully you picked your teacher, right? If your teacher became a PTSA member, right? All right, let's see. Elizabeth Esper. You know what she teaches? Okay, all right, good. Okay, we'll edit that. So you what?
It's gotta be a new one.
New one. Okay, so Elizabeth Esper, you have one. So anyway, so thank you for everyone who is a member. We're just short of 600, so 600 would be awesome. But Freedom High School actually has like 1,300 PTSA members, which I'm shocked by. But we have done a fabulous job, so thrilled with that. With membership also, and we're going to get an email out. Membership cards are online now. They are in your PT board, because everybody who has become a member is on PT board. So one would go to form and payment, my orders, and then under my orders you choose your, it'll show what you have bought, and then on the right hand side it says to download your PTA membership card. The membership card does definitely have its benefits, and we will include all of this, but the Hunt District has numerous, there are at least 10 Zava Zone, Swim Kids, Loudoun United. There were a number of discounts that were available showing your membership card, and then also National PTA has a number of discounts too, like at Hertz and AARP and LifeLock and MetLife and this kind of thing. So we will definitely get this information out, but membership cards are now available too. So on that, any questions on membership? Okay. Business development, Kamal Gill wasn't able to be here tonight, but he owns the zone, and they've done a great job. They're working on getting more donations for the staff, actually, for the event that's going to be happening in December for the holiday dessert, and he's going to be gathering gift cards and items such as that, and then whatever other donations for some of the events like Pi Days coming up, we'll work with him and see what we can do there. So we will have that. And then Mahima Pant, she's our volunteer coordinator, and right now there's the used book sale is on there if you wanted to help with the used book sale. We just take people to help on the day of. We already have the committee set, but she's been, so Mahima's been great with putting up that. And then we'll also list on there too, in December is when the Academies plant sale is coming up. And so that's where we will also have volunteers available to help at the plant sale for those 3 days that will be happening. So that's why PT board is so crucial. So that's how one can be involved with everything. Okay, is Stephanie here? Yes, there you are. Okay.
So this morning we had the first morning of our fall student event where we had breakfast, grab-and-go items for the students to pick up on their way in into their first class, and I think it was a pretty good hit. We had donuts, so the donuts I think were the biggest hit, but so thank you to everyone here volunteered or is volunteering tomorrow morning. We're doing the same thing for the B-Day students, but all the volunteers commented about how polite and gracious all the students were. They're all very nice, but we definitely stayed within the budget. We'll probably come in a couple hundred under.
That's awesome. No, thank you for stepping up. Yeah, thank you for stepping up. It's quite the thing to get. How many donuts did you guys order? It was like.
It was 750 this morning, and 800 tomorrow. There were more students.
to get all of that. So that's quite the, with getting up, and I think Bish, was she up at like, she was at like 6:30, she was bringing them in or something, so we appreciate that with, yeah, with doing that for all the students, because we know.
The kids liked it. They did. They liked it. And some kids were going to class and they
Yeah, and it was good. We kind of hung around for about until 8 or 9:30 or something. So
we have food staff and some smiley faces.
which was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very thankful that we can afford to do that for our school because, again, we're just not focusing on one program, we're focusing on everyone. And this year we have over 2,000 students that are here. And so we want to make sure that everybody is taken care of with that. And so this was the way that we knew best to do something like this for the fall. And we appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. No, and you can spend more money if you need to. We have. So it's so that's great. So any questions on that for the fall, the student event that's been happening? Okay. And let's see. I don't think Sarah's here. No. Okay. So that's he's not here. Okay. So the student, so the staff appreciation. So Sarah McDonald is she's the one who's the chair of that. And so we're going to have something in December, and then she'll have planned a few more events after that. And it's just a good time just to celebrate the staff. She has different themes that we do with it. Instead of doing just 1 week in May, we spread it out over the year, and we also do that 1 week in some things during that week in May also. So we'll have more information on that. Is Holly here? Or you got that, Srini?
Yeah.
Okay, Srini's got it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
For the spirit nights on October 22nd, we are celebrating so we made less than the required donation to each location, so we are very 30%. And on November 30th, yesterday, we had about 2 years. In December, we had in December 9th of Chick-fil-A in Leesburg. And we are still waiting for confirmation from the person on the location. In January, we are set up for Papa John's every Tuesday. And also we have a January 30th the zone event. That's all.
Yeah, so talk about the zone event just for a little bit.
Yeah, the zone event, we are planning to have a school-wide event at the zone. So all the students that want to participate, we can have like an event get together with the zone and actually have the morning. They have all the laser tag and other fun activities.
And then we'll get a percentage of that. Okay, any questions for Srini? Okay. Actually, you have used book sale too, so.
Yeah, use book sale, we have December 9th and 10th. That's only fun.
Yeah, and that's got 3 times on there where she's with the used book sale, where they're going to be like one day, it's on our calendar again, they're going to be at lunch on the 9th, and then on Tuesday the 10th, they'll be morning, noon, and night. They will be here. So we're taking more donations. Our storage closet is getting full. They're going to come in and sort them, but it's kind of nice, kind of fun, just $1, to get a book, and it's kind of fun. I saw there are a bunch of books in there. There's Harry Potter. People are now donating these books that are kind of fun. And then anything that doesn't seem to be selling, we do donate to one of the local libraries. So we're able to give back in that way. So, okay. Next, how to see the mind, Barry.
Bad news.
Bad news. Bad news.
I don't think is not here. So obviously of the mind, as many of you know that it's another program that's offered through the PTA. And because we are a PTSA, we are able to offer that program. And this is a program that is kind of a problem solving, and it's an international event that kids from kindergarten all the way through university, they compete, and they can compete from the regional, and they can go to state, and then from the state they go to the world competition. And over 25 different countries participate in the world competition. Unfortunately, this program it's volunteer based, and it requires a coach to volunteer. And unfortunately, this year we were not able to have. We did have a number of students who were interested, but we did not have parent volunteers to coach them. And Pink is our chair for the Odyssey. She tried a couple of times. She met with the parents and offered to be also the virtual coach, but unfortunately, we did not have a parent who could step up and have the program, so we had to dissolve the team. So we will not have the Odyssey up and running this year.
It's very sad. Okay, so on that news, any questions with events coming up? We'll move into our elected officer reports. Really don't have much. I mean, one of the things that I've been very happy with here and just very thankful for is our custodial staff. They come to our rescue at any time. I can email Michael, and he is the head custodian here, and he's here in the evenings. And he always responds with email. And so if you see them, I know there are a lot of them here just because it's a huge building. Please thank them. I know they've been very helpful with Stephanie's crew with this morning, and they were very concerned they weren't going to have enough tables for you because there are a lot of tables in the auditorium now. So he's trying to figure out tables, and I'm like, if you have to use a round table, it's okay. But it's so anyway. So it's been great with that. It's been a great start with our year, and we've been active and busy with the staff or with the students and the staff here. So really don't have much else because our big event, another big event, like I said, is coming up next week. And that's all I have. Any questions for me? All right, Vivek is not here. He's our VP of events, so he oversees the items that are the events that are not fundraising type events. So like Pi Day will, one of the things we were able to do this year was kind of disperse some of the events to everybody here. So we each had kind of an equal play in what was in happening. So not just a couple of us were doing all the work. So he oversees with staff appreciation and Pi Day and then the fall student event. So, okay, Srini, do you have anything?
We already covered the next reports here. For SAT, ACT test, we had test on October 19th. It's a different aspect. Today is supposed to include the analysis. We are also planning one class. For the Amazon Smart, we are still waiting on the SID system. And it takes more than that speaking time. Once we have it actually that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Srini with fundraising? Yeah, those tests are fabulous. I'll tell you that. I mean, I've seen other schools doing it too, and those are great fundraisers. So it's pretty easy. Okay, Pramila.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people registered on the PT board, which is our one-stop shop for all the information, events, pictures of whatever has gone on. I send out a newsletter every month. There's more than once a month. We have about 440 members on Facebook. It's a closed group, and you have to answer questions to be part of the group. And I put out information there as well, whatever is going on in the school, and there's other discussions about students and other concerns that parents have. It's pretty robust with all the conversations that are going on there. I have found a student who has offered to start an Instagram page for the PTSA, and then she's a very popular student, so she said she'll get all her friends on there. So we have to reach the students, and they're not on Facebook and they don't read emails. So I'll get that started, and we'll see how that goes. The Academies also has an online newspaper on the main page, and I'm talking to the librarian who runs that to get some of our information on the main page there. And we've been using Connected and HR through Dr. Pretty to send out information to the community. If there's anything that you want to put out to the community, I'm happy to send out information. I've had staff sending info. We do have a lot of members who are active on Facebook, and of course are registered on the page, so we get emails.
Yeah. One of the things we've been able to utilize too are these TVs that are around the school.
Yeah.
Andy Rousley is, what's her exact title?
She's a
IT, the guru for all of that. Okay, thank you. So she has been great and very receptive. She does Twitter also, so we've been trying to incorporate that more. There is an official now a Facebook page for the Academies of Loudoun, so we're trying to get more people on that too.
Yeah,
So
I have
that's been helpful.
all my posts, we have 28 people who follow the page, we have 450.
400 and something, yeah.
So I'm trying to tag them with every post that I put up so that, you know, there's some possibility for like the official page. But we're doing what we can.
Yeah, that's been great. Thank you with everything, with keeping everyone abreast of what's going on here. So, any questions for Pramila? Okay, now I believe you are next.
We have around $22,000 in our bank. We made $14,000 year to date. Most of it has been because of membership, around $9,000, and the SAT and ACT we made like $4,000. We didn't plan so much. Plus we're gonna have one more, so that's gonna knock it out of the park, right, Tracy?
Yeah.
And we got the PTA grant too, which was unplanned for, so that's why we're looking pretty good. We haven't spent so much yet because our club grants are in process right now, and once that kicks in, we'll do our bulk of the spending. So the fall, Stephanie, I think you need to give me receipts for the fall event, so I haven't put that in here yet, so those expenses are not in, but you told me already we are under budget there. So I think we should be fine, that's no problem. We spent around $3,700 so far, and most of it has been all of like insurance and dues and all of the operational stuff. Some of it has been around for the coding ceremonies, around $500, and teacher appreciation that ongoing goes on. So we have a large budget for it, but we spent around $180 for that. Coming up next is Giving Tuesday. That's on December 3rd. We're going to be asking for direct donations to help fund the club grants. Our club grants, I'll talk about that next. We encourage everyone to check with their employers if they would match, get employee matching grant. I think last year we had somebody from Salesforce and we got like $500 or $1,000 almost. So that was pretty, sometimes people just do it. We have a club grant fund for about $4,500 this year, and that's essentially granted to all the 45. That's about $100 per club, and we have had about 15 clubs request us, and so we've approved around $2,500 so far. So if you're interested for the staff, you definitely apply. You should have got an email from Mr. Herman about this, and so if you apply, there's a form, Jory will approve it, and I will process your reimbursement. So this Friday is the last day to apply for all the staff. So if you can, if there's something that you know that needs to apply, they need to let us know by Friday, and we process all the reimbursements in January.
If your child is on the football, just let them know that they can get $100.
Yeah.
$100 as a grant.
Depends if it's a club that runs on an A day and a B day, they can be eligible for more.
Yeah. So if you're part of any club, just talk to your club sponsor, and they can apply for you.
Can I get clarification, because this
Yeah.
came up at our faculty meeting
Okay.
yesterday. These are reimbursements, so
Yeah.
students, the clubs have to spend money on
Yeah.
something and then submit the
Correct.
receipts to you for
Correct.
reimbursement. Okay,